Have you ever really stopped to think about plastic? You know, that stuff we often just take for granted. Well, it turns out it's rapidly reshaping the very foundations of, well, everything we build around us. It's kind of amazing, actually. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the global construction plastics market. This is a sector that's seeing some genuinely transformative growth. And for this exploration, we're digging into insights from a key source. It's a report by Cognitive Market Research called Global Construction Plastics Market Trends and Outlook. So our mission today, unpack the incredible scale of this expansion, figure out what's really driving it, and see where the biggest changes are happening around the world. And when I say scale, consider this. The market was valued at, what, $92.16 billion back in 2021. That's projected to hit nearly $120 billion, $119.65 billion by 2025. But here's the kicker. By 2033, we're looking at a staggering $201.6 billion. That's growing at a compound annual growth rate of 6.74%. That's more than just an increase, isn't it? It feels like a fundamental shift.
It absolutely is. And, a key insight here is how plastics are becoming so central. It's not just the old reasons, versatility, durability, cost effectiveness, though those still matter, of course, but it's also about their evolving capabilities. We're talking beyond simple pipes and basic insulation now. Think about high-strength PVC, for instance, in innovative piping systems that can handle corrosion, even seismic activity better, or advanced polymer foams giving us much better insulation values, better thermal performance. We're even seeing structural composites and things like modular building components. That means lighter structures, stronger ones, and crucially more energy-efficient buildings. It's like a quiet revolution happening within the material itself.
That's a really important point, a quiet revolution. Okay, so where is this revolution making the most noise, geographically speaking? Let's start with North America. The report shows it holding a really strong position. It's expected to grow from about $26.7 billion in 2021 to almost $56 billion, $55.84 billion by 2033. And no big surprise here, the United States takes the lion's share of that. We're talking a projection of $42.54 billion by 2033 just for the U.S. But here's something interesting within North America, Canada's growth. It's actually growing faster than the U.S. at a 7.41% CAGR. Now, that faster pace in Canada, it's not just, more buildings popping up. The source suggests it's tied to their push for modern infrastructure. Maybe things like prefabricated construction, where plastics allow for these modular components, could cut down construction time, labor costs, that sort of thing.
Exactly. That connection is key. These North American trends, they really point to a broader strategic shift in construction itself. It's not simply about swapping out wood or metal for plastic anymore. It's about embracing these innovative solutions that let builders work faster, more efficiently, and often build more resilient structures in the end. Plastics are proving critical in meeting these sort of newer demands, especially for complex projects or when things need to go up quickly.
Right, rapid deployment. Okay, let's hop across the Atlantic. Europe, also a really significant market share there.
Yeah.
Sales revenue expected to hit about $36 billion by 2033. And what's compelling in Europe, according to the report, are some standout growth rates. Look at France at nearly 7%, 6.92%. And the rest of Europe segment is even higher, 7.49% CAGRR. The report connects this not just to ongoing infrastructure upgrades, but significantly to green building initiatives.
Yes, and that really highlights how Europe's focus on sustainability is directly influencing material choices. It's a big driver. These green building goals are pushing demand for specific plastic solutions, things like enhanced insulation for better energy efficiency, obviously, or materials that incorporate recycled content. You see more adoption of advanced plastic window systems, high-performance insulation boards, even exterior cladding made from sustainable polymer composites. It's all geared towards meeting those tough environmental standards and cutting energy use in buildings.
Makes sense. So Europe's big, driven partly by green goals, but the report points to Asia-Pacific as the real powerhouse. Is that fair? The numbers suggest it. Projected to skyrocket from roughly $37 billion in 2021 to over $83 billion by 2033. That's a 7.16% CAGR overall for the region. And leading the charge are countries like India at almost 8% growth, 7.92%, and Singapore close behind at 7.69%. But check this out. The rest of APAC segment shows an absolutely incredible 9.29% CAGR. The report attributes this to, well, unprecedented rapid urbanization and just massive mega construction projects happening across that region.
Oh, absolutely. The scale there is just it's hard to even picture sometimes. You're talking entire new cities being built, huge transportation networks, massive residential complexes, and plastics fit perfectly into that scenario. Why? Because they offer materials that can be deployed quickly, efficiently, and at the immense scale needed. They help accelerate these massive development cycles. Think about needing lightweight materials for remote sites or systems that don't need highly skilled labor for installation. Plastics often provide answers where traditional materials just can't keep up with the speed and cost demands.
Right, the sheer scale and speed are game changers there. Okay, shifting focus again, South America, also showing pretty robust growth, expected to more than double from about $6.4 billion to over $15 billion by 2033. Argentina stands out there, specifically spotlighted with an 8.17% CAGR, driven by industrial expansion and also rising housing demand. And then the Middle East showing steady growth. The UAE gets a specific mention, 6.33% CAGR. That seems linked to their own ambitious large-scale infrastructure projects, often tied to big events or diversifying their economy.
Lots of iconic projects there often rely heavily on modern materials.
Okay, and finally, we really need to talk about Africa. The report calls it the fastest growing region, and the numbers back it up. Projected to more than triple its market value from just $1.57 billion in 2021 to over $5.08 billion by 2033. That represents an incredible 11.02% CAGR. Countries like Nigeria and South Africa are apparently pushing past 10% annual growth, fueled, as you might expect, by rapid urban expansion and just fundamental critical housing needs as populations grow and move to cities.
So when you step back and look at all these different regional pictures, what does it all tell us? It really paints a picture of a world turning more and more to plastics, not just for the old reasons, but because these materials can meet urgent modern demands. Demands like rapid development, hitting sustainability targets, building huge infrastructure projects, and doing it all in incredibly varied economic and environmental situations. So the sector isn't just getting bigger in volume, it's genuinely transforming how we build. We're talking advanced composites, super energy efficient materials, adaptable solutions. It's a real shift.
This deep dive really underscores it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The global construction plastics market isn't some niche industry anymore. It's fundamental. It's critical. It's actively right now shaping the skylines and the infrastructure of tomorrow, from North America's modern builds to Asia-Pacific's booming cities and the essential building happening across Africa.
Absolutely. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you to consider. Given this really rapid expansion, this transformation we're seeing in construction plastics, what do you think are the biggest long-term implications, for architectural design, for urban planning, especially in those cities that are really embracing these materials for their future infrastructure? It kind of challenges us to rethink not just how we build, but maybe what our future cities will actually be made of, something to mull over.